Good day, grade 10 learners. Our topic for today is patterns and relationships. Did you know, for the beads to be attractive, the designer should follow a specific pattern and ensure that the beads are arranged properly. The usage of patterns helps the clothes and the beads to look more attractive and appealing. So you can see that the patterns are so key when designers are designing the clothes. So hence our topic for today is patterns and relationships. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe features of patterns, use a range of techniques to determine missing values or additional terms in a pattern, describe a pattern using words and formula, construct pattern from instructions and formulae and represent it in a graph or table, identify and extend numerical patterns arising from a formula. So those are the objectives for today's lesson. The content that we need to cover is constant relationship, constant difference, linear relationship, and inverse relationship. So let us have a look at the content that you covered previously that we are going to apply in this lesson. The lesson that was covered previously that we need to recap on it again is to complete calculations using direct proportion. Work with direct proportion tables, complete calculation using inverse proportion, and work with inverse proportion tables. Okay, let us take the first example. The table below represents the amount of money charged for surfing the internet over a period. Determine the values of A and B. So now, what is key is that you must know that there is a pattern. So for us to know the kind of pattern that we have, you need to get the difference between the two consecutive values so that you can be able to see that, okay, between these two, what is the difference? But now, since we are looking for the value of A and we know that for 10 minutes it's 5 Rand 80, we can as well divide 17 Rand 40 by 5 Rand 80. So let us divide. We divide it by 5 Rand 80. Then we will have 17 Rand 40 divided by 5 Rand 80. I hope you are pressing the calculator with me. Then we got 3. But remember, we said this 5 Rand 80 is for 10 minutes. So now when we get 3, we need to take the 3, multiply it once more by 10 to make it the total number of minutes that we need here. So it's going to be 3 multiplied by 10 minutes, which gives us 30 minutes. So now the value of A is 30 minutes. Now let us have a look at the value of B. That was the value of A. Now let us calculate the value of B together. Now we say that for us to look for the value of B, we know that we can see the pattern. So what we can do is that we can just check what the difference is between the two consecutive values. So can we check the difference between 11 Rand 60 and 5 Rand 80 and see what the difference is? So can we subtract now? We say 11 Rand 60 minus 5 Rand 80. Let us subtract 11 Rand 60 minus 5 Rand 80. What we get is 5 Rand 80. So the implication now is that also if you take the 17 Rand 40, subtract 11 Rand 60, you will get 5 Rand 80. So implication is that the difference between the consecutive values is 5 Rand 80. So to get the value of B, therefore, we can say B equal to, we take the 17 Rand 40 and we add 5 Rand 80, which is the difference between the two consecutive values. So we say 17 Rand 40 plus 5 Rand 80. The answer that we get is therefore 23 Rand 20. So this is the value of B. So in a nutshell, you need to establish a pattern. And a pattern is in such a way that you will be able to see what the difference is between the consecutive values. And that difference is what we use as we calculate the next value or any unknown value that is given. Let us move to the next question. The table below represents the amount of money charged for surfing the internet over a period. It's still the same question. Now the question is the relationship between variables direct or inversely proportional? Explain your answer. So looking at this, remember, the direct proportional, it's only direct proportional if when one value increases, the other one increases. If the increase in one value causes the other value to increase as well, that is direct proportion. So we say with direct proportion, both values will either increase or decrease. So both values increase or decrease. So now you check with this one. We say as you look at this one, what is happening? If it's 10 minutes, it's 5 Rand 80, the cost. Then for 20 minutes, it increases with another 5 Rand 80, it becomes 11 Rand 60. And then for 30 minutes, because we said the value of A is 30 minutes, it becomes 17 Rand 40. So we are saying, therefore, implication is that because when the time increases, the cost increases as well. Therefore, this is direct, the relationship here is direct proportional. The time and cost are direct proportional to each other. So let us take the last one. Pindi has won 1.2 million in a competition. She intends sharing money equally with her siblings. The table below represents the amount of money to be shared. So because she has won 1.2 million, number one, you should be able to express 1.2 million as a word, as a number, without this word 1.2 million, without million. So now we are going to have 1.2. We multiply this. I hope you know that a million, this is your million. So we multiply it by a million literally. So you will have 1.2. You multiply it by a million on your calculator. Then what we get, it will be 1,200,000. That is your value. So because we have 1,200,000, therefore, the question number one, we should calculate the value of A. The value of A is when one person has to get that amount all by herself. Pindi is not going to share the amount. So if Pindi is not going to share amount, is going to take all the amount. Therefore, the value of A is going to be 1,200,000. So this is the value of A. Now let us have a look at the value of B. Now we want to know the value of B to say, what if now each person gets 300,000? So if each person gets 300,000, how many people will share this 300,000? For us to know how many people will share this 300,000, which is the calculation of B, we are going to take the total amount that Pindi has won, which is 1,200,000 divided by 300,000. Let us divide 1,200,000 divided by 300,000. What we get is 4. Therefore, it means 4 people will share 300,000. Please take note that you don't have to look at the sequence and suggest that the next value is going to be 4. Sometimes you might get that the examiner can give you the next value being 5. So make sure that you calculate, you don't just assume and think that the pattern is logic. So let's move to the next question. Phindi has won 1.2 million in a competition. It's still the same question as it was previously. How many siblings will Phindi share the money with if they receive 200,000 each? So remember, the money is 1.2 million, which we have calculated previously, and you've seen that it's 1,200,000 rand. So we can as well write 1,200,000 rand, and we say if each sibling is going to get 200,000, how many siblings? So we are dividing this by 200,000. So when we divide it by 200,000, let's press the calculator together. 1,200,000 divide by 200,000. The answer I'm getting is 6. But now let's look at the question. The question is, how many siblings will Phindi share the money with? Remember, Phindi must also get the share. So the answer to this question is therefore 5 siblings. For them to be 6, she needs to share the money with 5 siblings. The last question. Is the relationship between the variables directly proportional or inversely proportional? Looking at the pattern, looking at what is happening, remember the value of A is 1,200,000. And then you can see that if she's alone, she will get 1,200,000. If they are 2, they will each get 600,000. When they are 3, they will each get 400,000. So it means as the number increases, the amount that each one of them will get will become less, decreases. So that type of a relationship is what we call the inverse proportion. Therefore, we say the relationship between these two is going to be inversely proportional, because the question now is explained. Because when one variable increases, the other one decreases. As the number of people increases, the amount that they will share decreases. So I think now you have remembered what we did when we were doing the inverse proportion and the direct proportion that we need to apply in our lesson. Let's take a net break. I will see you right after the break.